What's up, guys? So welcome back to another review. Today we have another Spider-Man retro card figure. It's the Hobgoblin. These figures are Marvel Legends too, in case you don't know that already. Let's take a look at the front of the package here. It has a standard blister package where you can see the figure, which is not going to be around much longer. Let's take a look at the back here. It has a caption of the character explaining who he is, in case you don't already know. And it also shows the rest of the figures in the wave. So without any further ado, let's rip this guy out the package and get a better look at him. So here we have the figure out the package, and honestly, it's a little bit underwhelming. It does resemble the character. It's just that the eyes really don't do it for me. Also, the body is just a little bit plain. It needs a bit of paint, like a little bit of shading maybe, just to make it stand out a little more. I don't know, just looks a little plain. A lot of reused parts as well, so they could have given us a little more. So here we have him with his purse, or his man bag, his satchel, whatever you want to call it. It's pretty much the same thing reused from the Green Goblin. It's just molded in a slightly different color. They were nice enough to paint the buckle silver, and they did paint the Hobgoblin's belt silver as well on the buckle, which is a nice enough touch, but it still is missing some shading throughout the figure. So here he is also with the pumpkin bomb, which is also reused from what the Green Goblin brought. So they also did include the glider, which is slightly different than the one that the Green Goblin brings. It's still a bit too small though, just as the Green Goblin's was. Should be just a little bit wider. It'd be easier to use and it would look better on the figure because it looks a little small. So here he is on the glider, and it looks pretty good. It does resemble the Hobgoblin. Obviously, you can tell it's him. It's just a bit plain, and everything is molded in the same plastic, so it just kind of does not stand out the way some other figures do on the shelf. So I'm going to make a few modifications to it. We're going to add a bit of a wash to some of the orange areas, and we're going to try to repaint those eyes just to see if we can get it to look a little bit better. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so let's go over the articulation real quick. So he does look up that much, looks down that much, pretty decent range. The head does swivel from side to side a bit. You can do a complete 360 if you wanted it to. Arms can also do a complete 360. It goes up that much. Swivel at the bicep. We have a double joint at the elbow. We have a wrist swivel, and it's on a hinge. Now we have also a chest crunch or abdomen crunch. We have a waist swivel. The legs go up about that much. We have a double bend at the knee as well. We also have a swivel at the upper thigh. We have a swivel at the boot. The ankle is on a rocker and on a hinge as well. So pretty much the standard articulation. For size comparisons, here he is next to Hammerhead and Shocker from the Spider-Man retro wave. Here he is next to Venom and Deadpool from Marvel Legends and also Spider-Man retro wave. Here he is next to the Spider-Man retro Green Goblin, which eyes I've repainted, if you can tell. And we're actually going to go in and repaint the eyes on this Hobgoblin as well. So let's do that and let's see what we can come up with. Okay, so now we're going to try to customize it a bit and go in with a bit of an orange wash. So it's just a slightly darker tint than the one that the figure already comes with. And we're going to water down a bit of that paint and then just apply it to all those orange areas and let it sit for a while so that it can kind of just drip into those crevices and the little finer details it has. So you do that and then let it sit, and once it does almost completely dry, then come in and wipe it off with the napkin, or you can even use like a damp towel if you want to get more of it off. So try to do it consistently too in one direction so that you don't wipe all of it off. And do that evenly throughout the figure as you feel necessary. If you need to take some extra paint off, just wet the towel or napkin that you're using and it'll remove more. Okay, so initially this is how it turned out, and I was not happy with it. So what I did was I went back and I actually repainted the whole head, and I got the color a little bit closer to what it looks like in the animated series. And I went with a couple of coats till I was happy, and I covered up most of what I had done. Then I went back and repainted the eyes, and I think I did a slightly better job. So this is the final product, and this is what we ended up with. The shading has been added to the cape as well and to the orange parts of the figure. It's very subtle. I wiped most of it off, but you can see it in person. I'm not sure if it's going to translate on camera at all, but hopefully you guys can notice a bit. So yeah, that's going to be it for this review, guys. Overall, the figure was a little bit lackluster, so that's why we went in and added some of the shading and we repainted the eyes, which I think helped make it look a little bit more animated show accurate. So yeah, it is what it is. It's not perfect, but the original paint job wasn't either, and it kind of sucks. So I'm happier with this than I was with the original. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, all of that. Take care and peace.